So yesterday it was Chelsea nil, Southampton 2. Um, Not a good day at the office for anyone. Um, Not for Frank Lampard, not for most of the team, and the support at Stamford Bridge yesterday. The actual noise was shocking, really, almost non-existent. It's we are gradually turning into Arsenal. Um, Certainly off the pitch, if not always on the pitch. Um, Social media was in meltdown. People calling for Lampard's head. People justifying their own favourite players' existence. Um, I think we should all lay off Calum Hudson-Odoi. He's a young lad just coming back from a bad injury, but his confidence is obviously shot. How you get that back, I don't know. Probably by playing minutes, which is why Lampard picked him, or by going out on loan. I'm not sure which. But the Calum Hudson-Odoi we've got at the moment isn't the one that everyone was clamouring to give a new, I don't know, was it 150 grand a week contract to last season. It's not the same player. His confidence is shot. I'm sure he's still getting his match fitness back, but some of the passing, two passes I'll give an exception to though. One was a lovely sort of 40-yard ball that I can remember, but his awareness of what's going around him seems, to the layman, non-existent. And some of the passes, some of the runs he makes, some of the times he doesn't run back, not good at the moment. But we need to get off his back. He's a young lad. He's got bags of potential. I've no doubt in my mind he'll be a great Chelsea player. But at the moment, he's a waste of space. And I saw some things on social media. Oh, his pass completion, 89%. Now, if you're standing a foot away from me and I pass the ball to you, that makes my pass completion 100%. Doesn't make me a worthy member of the team. Doesn't make me a world beater. It makes me a fat old bloke in his 50s who's managed to pass the ball to you once. So I've got 100% stat. My point being, stats prove nothing. You can use certain stats to prove whatever you want, and that's not just in football, that's in politics, that's in anything. And you can use certain stats to refute other stats. So let's just say he needs our support, he needs all our support. This is when Chelsea supporters should be Chelsea supporters. But let's also say he's going through a pretty torrid time. And if you want to open up, especially tight defences, why was Pulisic on the bench? I mean, let's break it right down. We've had trouble breaking down teams like Bournemouth, West Ham, Southampton. We've had trouble breaking them down over the last few years, but we've had that little bit of magic that was Eden Hazard. You look back over them games, we've struggled for the most part, but Eden Hazard has done one or two little bits of magic that's opened them up, or he's scored himself. That is how good he is. He's a world beater. That's why Real Madrid wanted him so badly. And we're missing him. And the only player who shows signs of being like that one day, given time to get used to the league, because he's only a young man in a new country playing a new league, is Pulisic. There's a little bit of magic that can open people up. So I don't see him in training. Perhaps Frank thinks he looks tired. Perhaps he's trying to think, well, we're playing Southampton, who have been struggling. I'll give Calum Hudson-Odoi some minutes. I mean, I don't know. And you've got to trust in your manager. Not that many people on social media do. Because he sees them all week. He sees them. He sees the doctor's report. He sees they've probably got mental reports and everything, I would imagine, nowadays. So, yeah, yesterday we set up 3-4-3 the way we did against Tottenham, which is fine when you're playing a team that's going to come on to you. And the other thing is, why was Alonso not playing? If you're going to keep the same pattern, you know, we've all pretty well agreed that Alonso's the best left wing back at the club and Emerson's the best full back at the club. So why change the personnel unless, of course, he's going to play a 3-4-3 against Arsenal, which is understandable, and Alonso's going to be playing then. But I would have just, if you're going to stick to the same system, I would have gone away from that. Second half, of course, yesterday we went to 4-3-3. A little bit, I don't know, was it a little bit too late? You know, or should we have gone 4-4-2 and just fronted them out? But at the end of the day, if the players aren't producing the goods, and they didn't yesterday, you can have any tactical system you want. At the back, our centre halves, I don't think it's Lampard's philosophy, because I've seen him say we need to get the ball forward quicker. We must have wasted 15 minutes yesterday just playing it across our back four. I don't know if it's because Zuma's not got the confidence to go forward with it, or Rudiger's not got the confidence in Zuma to go forward and leave him. I don't know. Tomori, again, he's a young man. He's not have a great game ever. He put a couple of good tackles in yesterday. Maybe as part of his game he's got to work on bringing it out. But certainly in the development squad, he used to bring the ball out. Create space. There was none of that yesterday. Just playing it across the back. I love Jorginho as a footballer, but we do seem to have a slower game when he's playing. He hit a lot of hopeful balls yesterday without much reward. It's not a lot. Kante was okay. Not one of his best games. Again, he gave the ball away a lot. I don't know what's wrong with him. Maybe it's because 1 minute he's playing in one position, next minute he's playing in another. Because he was great against Tottenham, playing in a more traditional Kante position. William, I thought William was one of our better players. If he was on social media, he was the worst player to ever put a pair of boots on. He got that old problem a lot of the time where his passes didn't beat the first man, and I can never understand that with a professional footballer. But it wasn't just him. Emerson caught that yesterday. Emerson caught that disease. You can't be the first man, and that is the worst game I've seen Dave Azpilicueta. It's the worst game I've seen him play in a Chelsea shirt. If you had a worst of the match, it would be between Dave and Calum Hudson-Odoi. They were shocking. Tammy was quiet. He was up against two big centre forwards, but it just also showed to me how limited his all-round game is at the moment. If you see Shearer up against that, or even, I can't stand the bloke, but even Lineker, they adapt their game. If you watch Kane, he'll drop. If he's going forward, he'll drop a bit. He'll make sideways runs. Tammy's a little bit limited at the moment. It's a shame Diego Costa's not at the club, because he used to do exactly that, and Tammy would have someone to learn off then. But he gave 100%. I'm not going to slag Tammy Abraham. He just didn't use his noddle, or perhaps he hasn't got the noddle at the moment, because I forget he's a young lad. Yeah, we weren't good. When Mason Mount come on, it made a difference. But even that it was as if he, after 10, 15 minutes, thought, crikey, I'm running around like a mad thing, and this lot behind me don't seem bothered. So yeah, bad day at the office. I don't understand some of Frank's team, but I'm not going to do like a lot on social media yesterday. Oh yeah, we're right behind Frank, but 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 we should be beating Southampton. But we should be beating Bournemouth. But we should. But Frank should have done this. But Frank should have done that. But my dad said, oh my God, are we going to support the bloke or not? You know, if you told me we'd be fourth at Christmas and we would have got through the group stage of the Champions League, I would have laughed at you. I would have laughed at you. Yes, we've got good players. Yes, we've got a good squad. But yes, there are a lot of youngsters in there, you know, who are learning their trade. Managed by a manager who's learning his trade. I'll tell you what I've got from the interviews I've seen with Lampard. I think it's been quite a transition for him from a player to a manager. I think he's tried the softly approach. I saw an interview with him where he said at Derby, he told him he had an open door policy and there was a queue around the corner of players that weren't in the team. So he had to cut that short because he just didn't have enough time in the day to individually to explain to them all why they weren't in the side. I've seen people say, "Oh, he's not like Conte." You know, I like to see my manager showing passion. Well, he did against Tottenham, but yesterday I think he was as bemused as the crowd were because the crowd were quiet. The crowd really are the 12th man of the team, and yesterday they were useless. They were as bad as the rest of the team. Yeah, I think Lampard's learning all the time. And I think the time's come where he's got to say to some of them players, what are you doing? You know, does that badge mean anything to you? If not, go. You know, do you youngsters think these are the standards we set? Do you older players think that this is good enough? You should be setting an example. Now we've got a quality squad, but we haven't got the sort of quality that we've been used to. I can't see any Michael Ballocks or Didier Drogba's in the side. I can't see any John Terrys at the back. You know, I just there's no Ashley Coles. There's no Michael Essien. That's a fact. You know, are we over exaggerating the quality in our side? I think we probably are. When I look at them individually, I think we probably are. Youngsters are going to make individual mistakes, and older players trying to compensate for those youngsters learning will also make more mistakes. Simple as that. And Frank Lampard is gonna make mistakes. This is his learning season. I said at the start of the season I'd be happy if we were in the top 10 with that squad, with a new manager. And I haven't really changed my mind. I knew we'd have games like Bournemouth and Southampton where we couldn't break them down. We haven't got Eden Hazard. End of story. And we haven't got a world-class player. Probably Pulisic will be. But we haven't got a world-class player to break them down. And we haven't got the know-how yet, because they're all still learning, to break down those sides. We're capable. Yeah, those players that we've got are capable. You know, higher tempo, break them down. But at the moment, We haven't got it upstairs, I don't think, in their heads. And like with any team, a few defeats and your confidence goes. You know, the Tottenham game I thought would have rectified that. But when you're thinking, oh, we're at home again and we're playing a lower club, you're sitting in that dressing room and your mind's playing tricks with you. You know, it's a bit different to us lot sitting in the Matthew Harding or watching on telly, however we watched it. It's a big difference. So yeah, let's get behind the team. Arsenal, I've still got high hopes of a good result against Arsenal, if not a win or draw. And let's be practical and let's get behind this team and let's really look at things for what they are. And we're not doing half bad. Shouldn't be losing to those teams, I agree. But there are reasons why we are. And not least, teams raise their games when they come to the bridge. And I'm sure over the next year it'll be addressed and we will have a team capable of opening them up again. And I'm sure our youngsters will get better with our support. And I'm sure our support will get better, both in the ground and on social media. Because I'll be honest with you, I don't think it can get much worse. And as for Lampard showing passion, you know, what do we want? Some sort of whirling dervish, you know, some sort of guy that's looking like he's having a fit to show how loyal he is to the badge. I think he's done that over the years. Now let's give him the support that he deserves. And now we're going for a sticky patch. Let's support this team. Get behind them and be that 12th man. That's all I'm going to say. Speak to you after the Arsenal game. Up to Chelsea.